Hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you, thank you. I just wrote a little something that I wanted to talk about here. I would first like to start off with saying I'm so grateful to be able to speak on behalf of the Conservatory of Performing Arts. My name is Elise Dorsey. I'm going to be a rising senior BFA musical theater major here, and I'm from Kansas City. I've had an amazing 3 years here thus far. The past year has been a wonderful experience exploring and having the new Playhouse. I'm grateful as a student to be able to use a space to rehearse, have class, and perform. Our past Playhouse was very memorable and was a great space to work in, but I believe it was time to take a step forward. Point Park has taken a leap with its training and alumni representation on Broadway and more. Having a new, beautiful space is going to continue to propel Point Park to bigger and better things. This space is reflecting the caliber of the shows we are producing and the training we have at this university. Having a season that represents and showcases the talented students that we have at Point Park is important, and this new season is going to give students more opportunities to perform with a wide range of shows that offer roles that require a variety of talents. Having a conservatory program with over 200 students, it can be difficult with competition and getting cast. So it is important that the students training at Point Park are able to put their training into work and be in a conservatory show, and having a variety of shows will help with student exposure. My past 3 years have been filled with joy, learning, hard work, and fun. I have loved meeting my new friends and working at the Pittsburgh Playhouse box office with an amazing staff, performing in the new and old theater, building great bonds with my professor, and I'm excited for what's in store for my last year here at Point Park. I would now like to introduce and thank our president, Paul Hennigan, for the support with opening our new Playhouse. Please welcome Paul Hennigan.
Thank you very much, Elise. Elise had the great honor of being one of the very first students to perform in the new Pittsburgh Playhouse. So for the opening gala, Elise, and I see some others back there as well, did the performance, the very first performance on the PNC stage, and did a magnificent job. So we look forward to your senior year. Well, it's great to see all of you here. Thank you very much for joining us in the now award-winning Pittsburgh Playhouse. So we've already won 2 awards in the first year of its operation, and we have been using every inch of this amazing space. At Point Park University, everything we do is focused on providing our students with an intense focus on student success through distinctive, innovative, and experiential learning. The Pittsburgh Playhouse is a perfect vehicle for this. It is a place for learning, collaboration, discovery, discussion, and the home for great entertainment, including theater, dance, and the media innovation speakers, and we're also doing Pittsburgh's first ever esports event in just a couple of weeks, right here in the Pittsburgh Playhouse. It's all about entertainment, and broadly speaking, we touch every aspect of entertainment creation, entertainment management, entertainment production, and entertainment distribution. That way we're able to invite a number of students from a wide variety of disciplines to be working with our performing students. Students from all of the disciplines have the opportunity to work in this environment in this cutting international entertainment industry. And this season, we are honored to welcome home several of our outstanding alums who will be helping to create entertainment excitement for all who come to the Pittsburgh Playhouse. A special shout out to our alums right now who are watching this via a live stream on the Pittsburgh Playhouse website. 20 years ago, Ron Lindblom came to Point Park as our new artistic director. The Oakland Playhouse had far outlived its useful life, and the academic program at Point Park was certainly not nationally ranked. Ron breathed new life into the Oakland Playhouse with an invigorated vision to restore its national reputation. Ron also created the Conservatory of Performing Arts, where the students and faculty began their climb to national prominence. Today, we have a nationally ranked conservatory and an award-winning playhouse. Ron's vision and leadership gave both the credibility that they needed for the Pittsburgh community to step up and help to build this magnificent facility. Please join me in welcoming our artistic director, Ron Limbo.
Thank you, Paul. That wasn't in the script. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for being here. We thought it'd be fun to pull out some various chairs from different productions, some of our memorable productions. So you'll see chairs from Cabaret, 42nd Street, Sweet Charity, Oklahoma, spread around today for our announcement. It's been my privilege to know every single inch of this facility. There's not a bad seat in this house or in any of the three theaters, be it the Highmark, the Pnc, or the Rao Theater. In the coming weeks, current and new Playhouse guests will be selecting their seats for our upcoming season. The theater portion of our season represents a diverse and formidable collection of productions that explore complexity of relationships, race, freedom of speech, cultures that are all very timely to the social issues we are experiencing today. So let's get to it. Good Grief is a play written by a Point Park alum, Ngozi Anawadu, and directed by Reginald Douglas. It opens our season in October in the Rao Theater. It's a love story about loss and about friendship. Good Grief focuses on a young woman grieving the loss of her longtime friend and almost lover. Vulture.com applauded the off-Broadway production this past October, calling it an exploration of not only what grief looks like, but what it feels like from the inside. We then moved to the Pnc Theatre with Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing, directed by our alum, Steve Wilson. Matchmaking, deception, betrayal are the makings of William Shakespeare's highly acclaimed Much Ado About Nothing. It's known as one of Shakespeare's most endearing comic works. We think audience will enjoy the laughs and a few jaw drops on this journey with this particular production. We then follow that in the Highmark Theater, which will be the setting for Adding Machine, the musical, composed by Joshua Smith, libretto by Jason Lowith and Joshua Smith, and directed by Talek Rivas. It's based on the play Adding Machine by Elmer Rice. In the musical adaptation of the 1923 play, it centers around its lead character, Mr. Zero. With a struggling marriage and a mundane life, little is going well for Mr. Zero. After 25 years, he is replaced at his company by a mechanical adding machine. In an act of pure rage, he embarks on murdering his boss, which leads to an afterlife where Mr. Zero is given one last chance at redemption. It's a wonderful musical. We'll follow that with a girl power play, The Wolves, by Sarah Lapine, and directed by Point Park alum Rachel Stevens in the Highmark Theater. Filled with explosive energy, The Wolves follows a team of 9 teenage soccer players through conversations about female development, about boyfriend drama, about friendly gossip. Each girl expresses her own distinct personality and individual character. When real tragedy occurs, the girls have to decide that they must learn to stand together as a team and overcome their anxieties, their griefs, and their challenges. At this point, I'd like to introduce Garfield Lemonius, chair of Point Park University's nationally ranked dance department, for some details about the upcoming dance season and sponsored by UPMC. Garfield, thank you all.
Thank you, Ron. It is hard to believe that we're just wrapped up the 2018-2019 dance season, and I'm already excited and energized for the 2019-2020 dance season. Again, it will be generously sponsored by UPMC. So as Ron said, let's get to it. We are celebrating the profound contributions women have made to the world of dance and certainly to the story of American dance by featuring a lineup that includes all female choreographers centered around the theme Women's Voices. All the works we'll present this season are very different and will showcase the brilliant versatility of our dancers. Audiences will have the opportunity to enjoy works that are new to Pittsburgh and certainly to the world, along with cornerstone works by dance legends, including Martha Graham. In the fall of 2019, we'll begin with Contemporary Choreographers Concert. We'll welcome New York-based choreographer Ying Yu, local Pittsburgh choreographer Pearl-Ann Porter from the Pillar Project, Bridget Moore, former artist director of Black Dance Theatre out of Dallas, Texas, and of course, New York choreographer Amy Hall Gardner. We will then move on to Student Choreography Project, which will feature the spirit of our creative dancers and our rising star choreographers. In December, our very own Keisha Lalama will premiere a new original full evening-length work that is sure to mesmerize Pittsburgh audiences. In the spring, we'll highlight the artistry of our very own dance department faculty. We'll then move on to the second rendition of our student choreography concerts and close the season with a lineup of dance masters, including Jessica Lang's solo in 9 parts, Martha Graham's version of Angel, Penny Sanders' Play-by-Play, and last but not least, Camille Brown's new second line. From contemporary to modern to jazz and ballet, this innovative and boldly diverse season is sure to entertain and delight audiences. And we are so excited to share this showcase with you. Thank you, and thank you for being here. I'd like to turn it back to Paul.
Thank you, Garfield, and thank you, Ron, also. Ron is retiring at the end of this year as our artistic director, and he's looking forward to coming back in the fall as a faculty member and doing what he's loved to do for so long. So we'll look forward to seeing you back then. We live in interesting times, and we are fortunate to count Andy Conti, the university's director of the Center for Media Innovation, with us this afternoon, and the Media Innovation Speaker Series as part of the great opportunities here at the Playhouse. The Media Innovators Speaker Series is becoming the go-to series for a dose of thought-provoking commentary and timely discussion on national media issues. Andy, as I mentioned, is with us today. Where are you, Andy? There's Andy. Thank you very much. He will be closing out this year's speakers season in early May when National Public Radio's national political correspondent, Dawn Gagne, joins him in the Highmark Theater. That is being presented with our partners from WESA and sponsorship with Dollar Bank. Stay tuned in the coming weeks for details on the next Great Media Innovators Speaker Series lineup for next season. You can find Point Park alums working in every aspect of the entertainment industry. Take in a Broadway show, and chances are there are Point Park alums working on the stage as well as making the magic happen in everything from choreography to lighting and from set design to box office management. And here's proof of that statement. This morning, the Tony nominations were announced. The Tony Awards recognize excellence in live Broadway theater, and I am happy to share with you that the Rodgers and Hammerstein musical Oklahoma was nominated for Best Revival of a Musical and features a 2018 Point Park alum, Gabrielle Hamilton, as the lead dancer. Also, we learned this morning that Ahmad Simmons, who graduated in 2012 from our dance program, is in a new musical called Hadestown, and that was nominated for 12 Tony Awards this morning. The award-winning Pittsburgh Playhouse is an artistic safe harbor where our graduates can come back to test new entertainment vehicles. Last season, we welcomed home Point Park grad Ryan Stana and his RWS Entertainment Group, as together we mounted the first ever stage production of Ernest Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea. Point Park University and the Pittsburgh Playhouse will once again collaborate with RWS Entertainment, this time on the world premiere production of Pump Up the Volume, a new rock musical in the Highmark Theater. The collaboration provides an exceptional opportunity for students to work side by side with entertainment professionals. And I also noticed another Tony connection as I was looking through the paper this morning. Dave Solomon will be directing Pump Up the Volume. Currently, Dave is the associate director of the Broadway musical Tootsie. It was nominated today for Best Musical. So now listen to these credentials. Internationally acclaimed choreographer and director of stage, screen, and television. Tony Award, Olivier, Emmy, Drama Desk, and Outer Critics Circle Award-winning director and choreography. Nominated for 8 Tony Awards, winning Best Choreographer in 2002 for Thoroughly Modern Millie. His other choreography credits include The Wedding Singer, Curtains, Crybaby, Evita, and Disney's Broadway production of Frozen, now on Broadway. He will be making his feature film directorial debut this year with Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical version of Billy Wilder's Sunset Boulevard featuring Glenn Close. He is also a 1983 graduate of Point Park University. He is Rob Ashford, and we've got him as part of the upcoming season as he volunteered to direct Parade for us, which will be in the Pnc Theatre with music and lyrics by Jason Robert Brown and the book by Alfred Urey. This Tony Award-winning musical tells the tragic and true story of the trial and death of a man wrongfully accused of murder. Parade examines one of the darkest times of uncertainty, injustice, and tension in America's history. Parade offers a powerful, bold, and moving theatrical experience that offers a moral lesson about the terrifying effects of prejudice that should not be forgotten. Please welcome Rob Ashford. Thank you very much. Wow. I didn't take your notes, Dan.
No, I don't have any. Hello. It's really nice to be back, and it is really nice to be given the opportunity to give back a little bit to this school, which means so much to me. Not only did I get great training here, and I was introduced to the idea of the arts as a career, as opposed to as a dream. And that was very important. And it's amazing to be here in this new playhouse. I was here for the opening of it, and I was overwhelmed by the possibilities of this space and this building. Also overwhelmed by the dedication of Paul and and Ron and everyone who worked so hard to get this here, because in today's world, to raise that kind of money and create a place like this is not an easy task. So I thought of no better way of saying well done than to come here and do something, create something in these spaces with the students that get to enjoy the space. And I think not only is the Playhouse a great addition to the campus, of course, but it is a great addition to downtown Pittsburgh. And I think it's very important as you choose the material that will play in these theaters to choose things that speak obviously to the students, but also that speak to the community. And that's what Parade is. Parade is a wonderful musical. As Paul said, Alfred Urey wrote the book, and you might know him from writing Driving Miss Daisy. He wrote that as well. Jason Robert Brown wrote the score, the music and lyrics, and it was his first show. He's a brilliant composer and lyricist. And they both won Tony Awards for their work in the show. I was lucky enough to be in that original production at Lincoln Center. I was the assistant choreographer, and I was the swing and the dance captain. And I played Robert E. Lee on a float. It's the story of Leo Frank, who is the first Jewish man lynched in America in 1915. He was accused of the murder of little Mary Fagan, who was a girl, 14-year-old girl who worked in the pencil factory where he was the foreman. When his death sentence was commuted to life imprisonment, 28 men calling themselves the Knights of Mary Fagan took him from his prison cell in Atlanta, drove him to Marietta, Georgia, where little Mary Fagan had grown up, and they lynched him there. And out of that event and the events around it, two things were created that we still have in our world today. One is the Anti-Defamation League, and the other is the resurgence of the Ku Klux Klan. And those two things are still with us today. It's such a powerful story, and it's such an important story. I think a great opportunity for the students to, I know that you teach them, and I know that they know that theater and dance and music is not just for entertainment and escape, but it can tell a story and put a spotlight on an injustice or a truth. So I look forward to doing that with Parade. I am so excited that Pittsburgh will be able to experience this show and this piece done here, because I think that it is the time to see this. It is the world we live in, and it certainly is the world of this city and what it has been through. And so I'm very, very excited to be able to come back and hopefully give back with the musical Parade. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rob. There's just so many things about Rob that truly amaze me. I talked about his career as a choreographer and as a director, and sometimes I forget that right after Rob graduated from Point Park, he and a bunch of his friends moved up to New York and crammed into a small little apartment, and Rob got up every day and went to as many auditions as he could, which is what it takes in that field to be successful in New York. And Rob had an incredibly successful career as a performer on Broadway before becoming a choreographer and a director. And you just reminded me of that when you were talking about your role as a dancer in the show. So something I've never seen is Rob dance, and maybe we'll get a little some. It's yeah. And the other thing that amazes me too about Rob is, you know, here he is. He was brought in by Disney probably a year ago to help save the opening of Frozen on Broadway. Did an amazing job doing that. He's getting ready to direct an incredible movie with some star power, and he makes time to come to the gala a day in advance in October and spend the entire day with our students. And I know our students had a real good experience with Rob because he's just a wonderful guy to be able to connect with. And now he's taking at least a couple of weeks out of his very busy schedule to come with us in the spring. And that's just the kind of guy that Rob is with all the success that he's had. He's able to come back to a place like Point Park and the Playhouse and connect immediately with the students who've just learned so much from you. So thank you, Rob, for everything. Thank you to all of you for joining us today for all of our announcements. In just 1 year, thanks to you and the community, the Pittsburgh Playhouse is a place for all, a place to linger, to learn, to discuss, and to experiment. It is a place where great entertainment starts. It is also part of a very special downtown neighborhood, and we would like to thank all of our neighbors, friends, and supporters who are with us today. A special call out to a member of our Board of Trustees, Mark Broadhurst, who is an executive at the Eaton Park Hospitality Group. It's hard to tinker with the iconic Eaton Park Smiley cookie, but Mark and his team indulged us, and they've taken the Smiley cookie and put the Pittsburgh Playhouse logo on it, all of them individually wrapped. Where is Mark? Where is Mark? I don't even, so he's not here yet. He's delivering Smileys. And I also see the chair of our board, Joe Greco, is here. Thank you, Joe. And I see an emeritus trustee, Francine Abraham, is with us as well. So thank you also for your incredible support. So feel free to linger for a bit, grab a cookie. You can even put one in your pocket since they are individually wrapped. We look forward to seeing you this year at our award-winning Pittsburgh Playhouse. And as you walk about the space, feel free to do so. Take a look at the sampling by our theater, production, and design students from this past semester, located right behind me on the grand staircase. So when I mentioned we do everything about entertainment, it's not just about the performing on the stage, it's all the design and all the production work that takes place right here in this building. And a lot of that design and production work is showcased behind me on the grand stair. So please feel free to enjoy yourself now. Thank you very much.